you might not get that property 90% below market value, but we ended up getting some properties that we made like $30,000-$40,000 on. We literally just bought them, cleaned them up, and sold them. So we ended up buying. So one of our main markets is Ohio. And a lot of folks ask, like, how did you guys end up in Ohio? And that's what happened, is we just kind of kept going back there for a couple months. And within a series of a couple months, we had like 15 properties just in one spot. So that was very cool. And it is nice when you can have an economy of scale when it comes to realtors and contractors and things like that. It definitely helps. Now, that being said, we still do nationwide. I'd say half of our deals are nationwide, half of our deals are within our economy of scale area. But you, as a beginner, the first thing you need to do is get familiar with your own local area, okay? Is there a tax lien sale? Is there a tax deed sale? When is that sale happening? Regardless of whether or not you're interested, you should definitely go to the sale, check it out, and just get familiar with it, because this is a business of getting versed in the variables, okay? So say there's maybe an important auction that you want to go and you want to fly to. So in this situation, you're way better going off into that situation having had some experience in your own backyard. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. I'll use a silly car analogy here, but you know, just because you drive a car on the West Coast doesn't mean you won't be able to drive it on the East Coast with a little bit of snow, right? Or vice versa. You're gonna have the basic fundamentals on how to maneuver the car versus somebody who's never driven a car. Maybe they just go driving in a snowstorm. They're probably going to crash. So that's kind of the importance and the equivalence here of, no matter what's going on in your own backyard, start getting some experience and start getting some practice, because it is a great practice ground. And I really do talk about that a lot, how this business, nobody likes to practice. They just want to go to that first sale. They just want to get the win. And then when they don't get the win, they get all sad. And then they come online and they say, oh, it didn't work. All my properties got bid up, or all the properties were redeemed, or it was competitive, or this business doesn't work anymore. And what I can tell you is there's 3,300 counties in the US. If you've failed and you went to a sale, or maybe you've gone to a couple, it's like you're not even scratching the surface, okay? You know, they do say, what is it, the 10,000 hour rule when it comes to like getting good at, you know, to become an expert on like whether, you know, violin or whatever industry. With this business, that timeline, it's not 10,000 hours. It's not even 1,000 hours. Put in an hour a day, 5 days a week, and just take some action. And I can guarantee you this business will absolutely change your life.